Alright, Shalom, you just got done watching the video contradicting on what Nate said. And now I'm going to go one step further with documentation. And this is on R.F.I.D 1984. It's basically the website name is spychip.com for immediate release May 31st, 2006. Wisconsin ban forced human R.F.I.D chipping. Go ahead.
Says groundbreaking law spotlights opposition to very chip. Civil libertarians cheered yesterday upon news that Wisconsin Governor Jim Doyle signed a law making it a crime to require an individual to be implanted with the microchip. Activists and authors Catherine Albrecht and Liz McClintree joined the celebration, predicting this move will spell trouble for the Veritrip Corporation. Maker of the Veritrip human microchip implant, the Veritrip is a glass encapsulated radio frequency identification tag that is injected into the flesh to uniquely number and identify people. The tag can be read silently and invisibly by radio waves from up to a foot or more away. Right through clothing, the highly controversial device is also being marketed as a way to access secure areas, linked to medical records, and serve as a payment device when associated with a credit card. We're not even aware of anyone attempting to forcibly implant microchips into people, says Albrecht.
Right, right. So that's called plausibly deniability or redirecting, being Satan, because they know according to the scriptures that it say that they shall make all, both small and great, rich and poor, to take this chip. So that's how we know right there that that guy, just for him making that statement, let me know that this guy was actually paid off. Because why would you even make that statement? You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go into Revelation 13. So as you can see, Revelation, yeah, my book is jacked up. But oh well. As you can see, you can't even see 13. But you see 14 right here. And why I'm showing to you out the book? Because a lot of y'all idiots. So let's go 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, which is American system, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Okay? I mean, if you don't take America philosophy, the Democrat, Republican, capitalism, homosexual, they'll kill you. And he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So it don't look like he was given an option now. And that no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for as the number of a man. His number is 666 stigmata. So there you go. So let's see what else they got in this line ass shit.
It says, although the company emphasizes that its chip is strictly voluntary, recent statements suggest that this could easily change.
Exactly, because them scriptures say so. Go ahead.
Verichip chairman of the board, Scott Silverman, has been promoting the Verichip as a partial solution to immigration concerns, proposing it as a way to register guest workers, verify their identities as they cross the border, and be used for enforcement purposes at the employer level.
See that? So at the employment level, they're going to force you to get this. And that means you can't buy or sell because your employment is your money, your staff, and your bread, your stability. So that's how they're going to force it through them jobs. Go ahead.
He told interviewers on the Fox News channel that the company has talked to many people in Washington about using it. The company has also confirmed it has been in talks with the Pentagon about replacing military dog tags with Verichip implants. Wisconsin anti-human chipping law comes at a particularly bad time for Verichip Corporation because it has an initial public offering of its stocks in the works. McClintree observes the company has been losing millions of dollars and has been counting on public acceptance of STEM. It loses and prove its future. The people have spoken. They don't want RFID devices in their flesh, and we accept other states will join Wisconsin in prohibiting forcing chip. Albrecht and McClintree have dogged the Berry Chip Corporation, revealing medical and security flaws in its human chip and warning about its serious privacy and civil liberties downsides in their book, Spy Chips. A major corporations and government plan to track your every move with R.F.I.D. Wisconsin's new law was introduced as Assembly Bill 290 by Representative Marlon D. Schneider and was passed anonymously by both houses of the Wisconsin State Legislature this spring. The law makes it illegal to require an individual to have a microchip implant and subjects a violator to a fine up to $10,000 per day.
So there goes Satan acting like he against himself. But that scripture says if Satan be divided against Satan, how should his house stand? So there it goes. So let's go and go to the other document. Let's go and get on what we on. Just drop that. Okay, so we got more. Do the first one first. Yep. Try not to touch it.
Uncovering South Africa's natural riches. 2010 Toyota Enviro.
What's the name of the website?
ibol.org.
Uncovering South Africa natural riches. Go ahead.
2010 Toyota Enviro Outreach and International Barcode of Life will document life in biodiversity hotspots.
Y'all hear that? In diversity hotspots, meaning areas where it's war going on, areas where it's disease, areas where it's hard to get to, and remote areas. Them the areas they going to do this chipping. Go ahead.
Johannesburg, a fleet of 10 Toyota Hilux pickups carrying South African and Canadian researchers will set off from the University of Johannesburg September 20 on a 17-day expedition to document South Africa's animal and plant species. Although South Africa's biodiversity is a priceless resource vital to human well-being and planetary health, scientists have still not cataloged most species. For instance, 50,000 species of insects have been recorded, but an estimated 50,000 more have yet to be described. In an attempt to bridge this gap, the Toyota Enviro Outreach Team, under the expert guidance of Gerhard and Elmarie Groenwald from Klipkop Mountain Reserve, together with scientists and students from the University of Johannesburg, University of Guelph, Canada, Cape Nature, and Sand Parks, will mark the International Year of Biodiversity with the 17-day expedition to collect plant and animal specimens for DNA barcoding. This project, which aims to safeguard our natural wealth and reduce biodiversity loss, is part of an effort called the International Barcode of Life.
See that? International Barcode of Life. So they are already setting the whole world up to be in one world order.
IBOL project, the biggest biodiversity genomics initiative ever undertaken. Led by a team of Canadian scientists, the project's goal is to assemble a DNA barcode reference library for all life on Earth. DNA barcoding utilizes sequence diversity in a standardized gene region to identify species and discover new ones. Because these techniques work on minute amounts of tissue, it can even be used on fragments of plant and animal material that would be difficult to identify using
Give us a minute, Satan. All right, come on, pick it up, do something.
using traditional morphological methods.
Make it, fix it. We keep reading. Well, as y'all can see, Satan gonna try to play with this, so we gonna have it where the brother can keep reading and stuff. Y'all got the name of the website and the document, so you can just read it yourself. Pull it off of there. We ain't got time for that. Go ahead, Satan get mad. See that? Because even his computer doing it now. Go ahead, refresh, do whatever you gotta do. There you go. Go
It
ahead.
says, identify using traditional morphological methods. South Africa has undertaken to barcode 20,000 specimens by April 2011 and a further 40,000 specimens by April 2013. The benefits of this ambitious work program will be enormous. Applications of the DNA barcode identification system include curbing the illegal trade of endangered species, controlling pests and vectors of disease, identifying invasive and poisonous organisms, as well as fragmentary material in forensic investigations.
So that's gonna help with their GMO, genetically modifying the organisms. That's what they doing too. Go ahead.
Says, however, the main application will be to assess species diversity in the world's biodiversity hotspots, where a shortage of specialist skills hampers conservation efforts. The Toyota Enviro Outreach Initiative will start on September 20th at the Klip Kop Mountain Reserve and will run until October 6th. During the travels, the research team will work in 3 of the world's 34 global biodiversity hotspots: the succulent Karoo, the Cape Floristic region, and Maputaland, Pondoland, Albany. The goal to collect specimens from a broad range of taxa and to produce DNA barcode records for all of them. These barcode consequences will be uploaded or the Barcode of Life data system, BOLD, an online informatics platform, will they will become part of a growing reference library of DNA.
See that? So they actually building a DNA laboratory of all specimens from plants, animals, humans, and even all birds, all everything.
Barcodes for South African plants and animals that is freely available for use by the broader scientific and amateur naturalist communities. All
Right, community, go back to Baal Berith, god of the community, which is a demonic demon. Go ahead.
All voucher specimens will be deposited in major national collections where they will be available for examination and in-depth analysis by researchers. The project will also expand the electric information based on South African biodiversity and facilitate the growth of the national collecting program.
Right, that's it. Go to the next one. Take that motherfucker off.
This is a consortium for the barcode of life. DNA barcoding. DNA barcoding is a technique for characterizing species of organisms using a short DNA sequence from a standard and agreed upon position in the genome. DNA barcode sequences are very short relative to the entire genome, and they can be obtained reasonably quickly and cheaply. The cytochrome C oxidase subunit 1 mitochondrial region, COI, is emerging as the standard barcode region for the higher animals. It is 648 nucleotide base pairs long in most groups, a very short sequence relative to 3 billion base pairs in the human genome, for example. The barcode metaphor is useful, though not correct in fine detail. That is, all the products of one type of on a supermarket shelf, like a 2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola, share exactly the same 11-digit barcode, only to a very minor degree. If the DNA barcode region is effective, the minor variation within species will be much smaller than the differences among species. Learn more about DNA barcoding in 2 CBOL brochures. Barcoding projects have 4 components. 1. The specimens. Natural history museums, herbaria, zoos, aquaria, frozen tissue collections, seed banks, type culture collections, and other repositories of biological materials are treasure troves of identified specimens. Number 2. The laboratory analysis. Barcoding protocols can be followed to obtain DNA barcode sequences from these specimens. The best equipped molecular biology labs can produce a DNA barcode sequence in a few hours for as little as $5 per specimen. The data are then placed in a database for subsequent analysis. Number 3, the database. One of the most important components of the barcode initiative is the construction of a public reference library of species identifiers which could be used to assign unknown specimens to known species. There are currently 2 main barcode databases that fill this role. The International Nucleotide Sequence Database Collaborative is a partnership among GenBank in the U.S., the Nucleotide Sequence Database of the European Molecular Biology Lab in Germany, and the DNA Data Bank of Japan. They have agreed.
So you know what that means? That means that's the Trilateral Commission. That's all that is, the Trilateral Commission.
They have agreed to CBO's data standards for barcode records. Barcode of Life Database Gold was created and is maintained by University of Guelph in Ontario. It offers researchers a way to collect, manage, and analyze data, DNA barcode data. Number 4, the data analysis. Specimens are identified by finding the closest matching reference in the DNA database. CBO has convened a data analysis working group to improve the ways that DNA barcode data can be analyzed, displayed, and used.
Right. So as you can see, we went down the steps of Esau and his agent provocatorius and how he going behind the scenes and all over the world and pushing and making these data banks and giving them phrases and names and so forth. And with that, we'll say Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and to all the Akims all over the world, pushing this truth and death to the 2/3, the undesirable, and Shalom.